This is our training video on the startup procedure for the spray foam machine. So the first thing we're going to do over here at the breaker box, we're going to open up the panel. We're going to make sure all the breakers to everything are off, including the main breaker. Okay, we're then going to go to the front part of the truck. Before we enter the front part of the truck, there's the air valve here for the compressor. I want to make sure that that is off. It is going to be perpendicular to the hose itself. We're going to climb up in here. We're going to turn on the generator. The key is on the back side. It also has a preheater, which is turning the key backwards. If it's cold outside, we want to run our preheater for about 5 seconds. Once we do that, we're going to turn the generator on. And from there, we're going to go into the front of the truck, or the back of the truck again. Our next step is to turn on the main breaker in the panel. That is the top breaker here. We're going to actually turn that on. And then the smaller breakers as needed. We have the machine, spray foam machine breaker over here on the left, and we have the air compressor breaker on the right. The bottom here, we have a wall heater, and we have outlets for power. We're going to turn on the machine. Our hose heat only to start. That is this bottom heater here. That is a pigtail looking display. So we're going to push this button that will turn the preheaters on. Once we do that, we're going to go back and turn the compressor on. To turn this compressor on, first make sure that the safety button is popped up, and we're going to simply turn this dial to the right. Once that happens, you'll hear the compressor turn on, and then we can walk back to the back. Before we do that, one more step is to make sure that this air dryer up here on the wall is in the off position. The button would be pointed to red. So now we have our preheaters running on the machine. We have our air compressor building up air. We're going to prep the gun next. That'll entail us getting a gun cover, possibly greasing it, and any tools necessary for that gun. We'll have a separate video on gun preparation. Our next step here is to turn on the A and the B preheaters. They're located here with the A symbol and the B symbol. It is this button here and this button here. The temperature will display on this screen. It will show the temperatures slowly rising to our set points. We're going to apply the throat seal liquid to the B side pump. Basically, we're going to take this bottle here, throat seal liquid. On the other side here, we're going to apply this into this little wet cup over here and just put a little bit in there till it fills that little cup there. Okay. When the heaters are up to temperature, we know what the target temperature is and we can see it on the display. Our next step is to turn on the valves. We start with the drum pumps. Doesn't matter which order you do, A or B. I like to turn the pumps of the drums on first. That will turn the valve parallel to the line. Parallel to the line here. I will have all my air coming into the pumps from the compressor. The next step, I will turn on the machine valves located here. And on the opposite side over here, the same thing, located in the same position. Once those are turned on, I'm going to come over to the machine here where it says on off, and I'm going to push this button. What that's going to do is that's going to turn the machine pumps on and allow it to build up pressure. And you'll see these pressure gauges in the front build up pressure. You will also see the pressure build up on this display here. Once that happens, we have to go back and turn on our air dryer. Our air dryer is located up here on the wall, and we're simply going to push this to the green position here. Our last step in this process is to pull out the hoses and get ready to spray. And again, we'll talk about the gun prep in another video.